All right, so we are back with our third album rating that we are recording of the day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know in which order I'm going to upload this, but Westside Gunn dropped 2 projects, Thursday and Friday. Halloween, October 31st, and November 1st. We got 11, which is a sequel to 10.
10.
And then we got Still Praying, which is a sequel, and the third installment. This is the final one of the trilogy, the Praying trilogy.
Yeah, just call it the Praying trilogy.
Yeah, right. So you got Pray for Paris, and then you Pray for Me, then you have Still Praying.
Yeah.
All decent, but Makai was very excited for this one.
Yeah.
Probably one of his most anticipated projects of the year.
Yeah.
I was also looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Obviously, 11 dropped first, so we're gonna talk about that one first. We'll talk about both in this video. It's crazy because combined, these albums were under an hour.
Yeah.
Which is so nice.
Which is pretty cool. Yeah.
So, Makai, what were you thinking? What were your expectations going into this one?
I mean, so with my expectations, right? With now here's the thing: Pray for Paris, the Praying trilogy is Pray for Paris is my favorite album ever. Like it's
ever.
Yeah. I know that's a big, but it's my favorite album ever. I listened to it like a couple years ago. Fucking loved it. Like every song was insane. And the album, everything about the album is insane. But so this trilogy is something I'm really have a close connection with in a way, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really enjoyed, and then You Pray for Me. Like I actually really enjoyed that. Like there were, like,
a lot of people didn't.
A lot of people didn't. Like I know like Westside Gunn kind of agree with the trap beats or whatever. But like if you like, I think Westside Gunn on that album didn't do as great performance wise. But like when you look at everything else, the beats, the features, it kind of bring up like. You know
that's what I thought about that album too. Like I've been listening to the trap songs and like fucking Conway and Benny are ripping it apart, just ripping everything apart. And then Westside Gunn's verse come on, I'm like, it's just not that great.
Yeah. And then this album though, I felt like he definitely took a step. Like Westside Gunn specifically took a step up himself.
Mm-hmm.
With like his own, like he was sliding on this album for me at least. He was sliding, and there weren't. That's my only gripe with this album. There weren't enough industry features. Like,
we needed more.
But
I agree with that.
Even though that's my gripe, every feature. Oh my goodness!
We'll get into it. So we obviously have to go over our criteria.
Yeah.
Manka, you want to explain our criteria this time?
Yeah, the criteria. So for the criteria, how we grade the albums, we have the artist performance. So first of all the album ratings are out of 100. We put like the rating out of whatever, like 50, 60, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we'll put it out of 10 afterwards. So we have the artist performance, which is like kind of the artist's ability across their entire album. It's like presence, flows, bars. Like they're basically their technical skills, like with the rapping ability, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then also they're all these categories are way the same. There's no like fucking ones.
We're not doing all that, bro. Y'all can cry in the comments. I'm not.
And then we have the production, which is it's a little more broad. It's not just like the beats and beat selection.
Mm-hmm.
It's also like the album curation, sequencing, feature selection, and it's like everything outside of the artist rapping themselves and like all the technical aspects go into making an album. Not just the beats, but everything that kind of goes into it, right? And then we have like the features, right? How well the features do, were there too many, does this album need more? And if obviously there's no prominent features, we're just having like any.
Yeah, you're not gonna get 0 because the features aren't there.
Yeah, it's not fair. And then we got replayability, which is like our only like objective category, where we take the amount of songs we liked and then put it like the amount of divided by the amount of tracks the album has, and then we get like an actual numerical value.
And there is some subjectivity in that, where it's like, how bad does a song have to be to become a skip?
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Like one song can be like mid or okay, but you're not gonna skip it.
Yeah.
When you're in terms of listening to the whole album, but sometimes it's like this is fucking trash. So it's a complete skip. So that's where the subjectivity comes in the objective category of replayability. So just you're missing a little bit there. But what's our last one?
And then we got the album cover, but it's also not just the album cover, but like the rollout and like kind of like everything that goes into the album when it's being created, right? And does the album cover fit the vibe of the album? Does it fit like the subject matter? And then how did the rollout capture the atmosphere of what the album is trying to emulate as well?
Exactly.
So that's kind of how we break down each category. So we'll start with the artist performance. You want to start with 11?
Well, yeah, we'll go over 11 quickly. It was only 6 songs, 16 minutes.
It's more of an EP. The Still Praying is like the bigger project.
Yeah, so that's obviously we'll dive more into. So the artist performance for hold on, I gotta fucking find it. So artist performance, just because there wasn't a lot going on, and there was also a lot of like voicemails and stuff. So Westside Gunn really wasn't like there's like 2 songs where he was like rapping, right? Yeah. So I couldn't really give it a high rating just because of that. So I ended up giving it a 65. It was well above average. I thought it was just like classic Westside Gunn. Like the normal flows, the normal bars, the normal ad-libs, of course. You know what you're getting. The boo boo boo, and then I don't know how he does the other one. I'm not even. Yeah, I don't even know how to. I'm not even gonna bother to try. Yeah. So that was why I ended up giving it a 65. Just really not much to say. It was just solid.
Now for 11, I didn't do individual rankings because I felt like it was more
so short.
EP.
Yeah.
So Nikki will talk about his rankings for it, and then we'll get into Still Praying and how I felt and what my individual rankings were. But yeah. So you did production for
no, but you can talk about yours. Just like give like.
Oh yeah, sorry.
You still have to talk about.
Oh yeah, sorry. My performance similar to Nick's. I think it was overall pretty. It was cool. Was that like the song where he was like
on the spot though? Could you give it a rating out of 100?
I'd probably give it like a 70.
Yeah.
Around 70, 73, 70, between there. I give it like that. It was cool. Like it wasn't much to go off of.
Again, the problem. Yeah, that was my basis on it too.
The songs where he was on there, he was flowing. He was flowing.
What were some songs?
Unlike Howdy is
Uncle
Howdy.
Sorry,
I mixed up my K and the whatever. All right. Wait, what was it?
Uncle Howdy.
That's what I said. All right, Uncle Howdy.
UNKLEHOWD.
Uncle Howdy. That song is fucking immaculate.
That's a reference to a wrestler that passed away, I think, 2 years ago.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Okay, wow. And that song is incredible. The beat. Oh, fuck. That song is... I was playing that song all night.
It was that one?
Paul. Oh, my goodness. That was the outro, right?
Yeah.
That track is insane as well. Absolutely. But yeah, so those two tracks. And then he had some of the like sort of like almost like skits and like paying homage. That's what this EP kind of...
Who was that, by the way, on the...
Oh, I'm not sure now.
Okay.
Yeah,
was it what would you say? Free Sly?
Free Sly for Big Dump. Yeah.
Yeah.
Free Sly for Big Dump.
Free Sly for Big Dump.
Yeah.
Let's get into the production. Obviously, I give it a 75 out of 100. Mm-hmm. Obviously, still not a lot to work with. I said it was a short track list, but the beats were consistent. Westside Gunn, I think, gets held to a super high standard when it comes to production, curation, and sequencing. That's why the rating is low. If some dumbass did this, it might have got a higher rating.
Which is probably because Westside Gunn, like, if we're being completely honest, you send me a text every day. You're saying, like, he's, like, in the top, like, 1% when it comes to curation, but he's, like, kind of, like, an okay rapper. Yeah. Which is, like, yeah, for me, that's the appeal to his music.
Yeah.
I don't, like Westside Gunn has that song himself where he's, like, himself on the song is why I enjoy the song, for sure. But, like, if we're doing albums, like, I'm looking at his albums, like, yo, it's the features, it's everything else that kind of goes in. He's kind of just there.
Yeah,
it's not a problem at all.
It's like good DJ Khaled.
Yeah,
again.
Yes, he's like a good DJ Khaled. Exactly. He knows how to get everyone to
put everyone in the right place. You know,
he knows how to get everyone to like put a God tier verse on his album.
Yeah,
like if the Stove God, he doesn't even have I don't think he has a solo project. Well, he's on like different platform, but it's not like an album. It's a mixtape.
What's it called? God Don't Make Mistakes.
No, that's Conway.
That's Conway.
But like Stove God doesn't like have a tangible solo project yet, like an album, but every time I've heard a verse on like one of his verses on Gunn's project, it's like immaculate.
Save it for the next album. This is different.
This is different. I'm sorry, I got a little bit of a tangent.
Yeah. What would you do the production, by the way?
I would give the production probably like I'll enjoy the production on this one probably like a 78.
Yeah.
Okay. 78.
Replayability, I give it a 50, just because it's 6 songs, and I really like 3 of them. So unfortunately, it gets dealt a bad hand there. But it's like if you have I remember we talked about this with the Future album. I'm like we got into a debate where it's like if you have 6 songs on your album, they better all be good, right?
Yeah.
And unfortunately, they weren't bad. It was just like we had a discussion about this outside too before we started recording. Like sometimes it's hard to justify replayability when like half the album was just like the beat and like some dude talking.
Yeah.
So that was my issue with that. So a 50 is only because it was a short track list, and I bet if you have more songs, probably
replayability probably the same for me. Yeah. Like 50, 60. Yeah.
And then the features, no features.
There weren't any changes.
And then album cover, I give it shit an 80. It's tough as fuck. It's a tough album cover.
I would give it like an 80, 85. Probably.
I said I'm a big fan of simple covers. This is just like Griselda taking on a film camera.
Yeah.
And it's hard as fuck. I was like, some shit I'd do.
Yeah, and it's cool because the guy on the left, that's like Eastside Flip, and he's just like some guy that they're cool with.
Yeah. I thought it would have been the big 3.
No. So that's Benny on the right, and then the guy on the left he's not common. So it's basically, I don't see the random guy because he's very like close with Griselda, but like
but for us it's a random guy.
For us it's random, yeah.
Yeah. So overall though, I gave the album a what did I give it? Fuck. 6.7 out of 10.
Yep.
6.7 out of 10.
So now
let's get into the nitty gritty here.
Yeah.
We just took 10 minutes. We almost took as long as the album is to rate it. So that's kind of crazy. But Malachi, now we have Westside Gunn and technically DJ Drama. Still Praying, the third installment to the trilogy. What were your expectations going into this project specifically? Did you think it was going to be better than Pray for Paris, or did you think there was no chance?
Okay. It wasn't. I did not. Okay. There was a part of me that was like, it could be better than Pray for Paris. But I was like, you know what? Pray for Paris is like, you set the bar way too high. Pray for Paris, in my opinion. Like, that is everything but that one perfect. And then now I was like, but I was also thinking, okay, this has potential to definitely be better than And Then You're Praying for Me. And even though And Then You Pray for Me is like, I like that album quite a bit. I was like, you know what, if I'm looking at tracks, I'm like, you know what, this has potential to be better than that. And it was. I enjoyed this album more than I did that one, which says a lot, because I really enjoyed And Then You Pray for Me as well. So, the artist, the artist performance, I gave the artist performance for, Westside. I gave him an 82.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
He did well. I thought, like, compared to, like, the last project, in this installment, I would have given like probably like a 70, like Westside Gunn specifically. But I felt like there were a lot more tracks in this one where Westside Gunn was kind of more of like a standout.
Okay.
Right. So he kind of was like more kind of doing his thing, flowing. He had some really really fun bars and really cool like kind of hooks or whatever. And so that's why I gave like 82. It could have been. He did a good job. Good job.
What songs do you think were like his best performances?
Cool. Beef Bar was a great the outro to that track is like that's hard too.
Yeah.
It's not even Westside Gunn the outro, but like that is just fantastic. Biker, it's more of an interlude, which he wasn't gonna do much on it, but that was a cool track as well. Free Shots is
like where was his like was that like his best verse? On like which song do you think?
I would say, maybe Free Shots.
Yeah.
That song, I believe Connor was on that song as well. I love that song because of how distorted it kind of sounds. Like it's kind of like a little like. It almost feels like it's like glitchy, almost like.
You know what's weird? I found that song underwhelming.
You found it really?
Yeah.
I fucking love that song.
Yeah.
Like, the glitchiness, almost like I like when artists kind of do that. We got Even Still Praying. That's more of like the posse cut.
Okay, we'll get into that one. We'll get into that one with the features.
We'll get that.
Yeah. That's usually that's far and away the best song on the album. Like it's not even close.
Runaway Pieces That Last Supper is also a great track as well.
All right, so for my artist performance. Mine's lower than yours. I gave it 60.
Okay.
And I'll say I honestly don't think honestly don't think Westside Gunn did anything different or like anything that crazy. I said he was good, but I felt like the approaches were like it was kind of similar at certain points. And again, like with certain artists you gotta like grade certain things differently. My thing with Westside Gunn is like maybe it's just like I don't know what it is. Like I just can't do too much of him, which is why maybe he's gotten so good with the features and stuff. I thought his rapping was fine. Like I just didn't think it was anything. Like he thought it was like would you say 82?
I would say it's better than what he usually does on an album. Like,
I just thought it was good. It was fine. Like it wasn't bad. I didn't think it was trash. But to me like the bars were cool, the flows were cool, but it's like it's just some stuff Westside Gunn always does in my opinion. So it wasn't like it didn't blow me out of the water, but it was above average, which is why I gave it that rating. And production, Malachi, what was your production rating on this album?
Well, you might think this is high, but I give it 93.
Wow! It's almost perfect.
Yes, production was fat. Like, every beat, I was like...
Perfect! Wow.
This is like... Every beat, I fucking love.
What would you give it... What album would you give it 100?
What album would I give 100 production?
Yeah.
Probably, besides Fake Fairs?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question.
I would almost say, like...
There's not
like Dark Fantasy.
I mean, yeah, maybe.
One of the Kanye albums for sure.
Yeah,
probably.
Maybe Life Pablo too.
Yeah.
Up there.
That's really good.
Yeah, like that.
Because 100 production is fun.
100 production is like fun. Like that means like.
They didn't miss it all.
They didn't miss it all. Every beat was and like I felt like a 93 is like my opinion just because like I felt like every beat was like really fucking good. Yeah. Even like there were some songs I was really just listening to instrumental. Like I was listening to instrumental.
Oh really?
I was like, yo, I need to hear more of this. Yeah. I was like, yo, even like I said, Biker Interlude, that was fire. Which other song? Oh yeah, like I said, with the Free Shots, that like I know you said you weren't a fan of, but the distortion is something I really liked. I was like, oh, this is so eerie, it's cool. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. So, and brother. Oh, well, we'll get to the features after, but yeah.
So production, I ended up giving an 85 out of 100. Yep. So honestly, not that far off from you.
Yeah.
Like to be like a 90 or above, it has to be like.
I was kind of like was kind of taking it back, like, I'd be honest.
Yeah. So I said elite production on each beat. I said we all know Westside Gunn shines as a curator versus being a rapper. It shows here. I said each beat is superb. Yeah, each beat was good. I thought it was great, and you pretty much said everything for me. I just thought it was 7% worse, or 8% worse. Let's get into the features.
Features? Oh. So like I said, my main gripe is that I wish there were more features, but the features that we did get, every single one was fantastic.
Yep.
That they did, like, Brother Tom. I'm not too familiar with his music.
No, but like I was like, that's a good verse.
That was a very good feature.
It's a good verse.
And then obviously we had a Griselda cut on. I think
the whole fucking team was there, bro.
So we had. Okay, let me check. So we had.
Boldy,
James,
Stove, Benny, and Conway.
And all of them went crazy. All of them. You had a Posca and all the verses were fire.
Bro, Stogod, what was that? By my 55th pick up, I felt like Bronny.
Oh wait, no, with one verse he said 50 million that ever still. That's fire. That's a fire as just like a little like line. You know what I mean? But every single, and then Rose Streets, his verse on Underground King was
very good. Very good.
Man, I'm a huge Rome Streets fan. He's probably one of my favorite song artists.
It's like a joke we have. Yo, Rome Streets, bro. Yeah, it's like a joke, mini joke. Yeah, but no, it was good.
Yeah, but like I said, I just feel like if there could have been more features, because like there were a lot of features on, and then you pray for me. Like we had I'm saying like not just a lot of features, a lot of industry features. We had like Denzel Curry, Jid. We had who else was on the album? We had obviously a lot of Griselda guys as well, but there were a lot of like.
Casey was on that album.
Yeah. There were a lot of like different guys like from the industry on the album. Even with Pray for Paris, you had Freddie Gibbs, you had Rock Marciano,
Tyler Creator,
exactly. Tyler, you had Joey Badass as well.
Exactly.
You had
I think this album needed that.
This album, that's what I feel like. That's the only thing that disappointed me. This album kind of needed that. Like we need like just a step out of the.
I would have loved the mainstream like. Not even like. That's not even like mainstream.
Not even really mainstream, but like just like kind of step out of like that like that style, that era, or like that like style of rap, and like get to like someone like more like a even like. I don't know, like a J. Cole feature maybe?
Yeah. J. Cole feature. I think one thing that's interesting, I don't know if this was ever a thought, like, I honestly feel like when did And Then You Pray For Me come out? Like 2022?
That was 2023, no?
Like when?
Yeah, it was 2023. It was 2023? Last year, yeah.
It was?
Yeah.
Oh god, it was.
It was last year, yeah.
That is crazy. When last year was it?
It would have been like summer.
Summer?
Probably summer.
I'm just trying to remember because...
Might have been fall, actually, but...
Let me check.
But... It did come out last year, though.
Ooh. So playing the song. It was October 13th, 2023.
Yeah.
I think that was a good thing for him to drop then, because he just came off the Utopia feature.
Yeah.
So it makes sense for him to drop so soon.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he was kind of in his mainstream bag. Guy was on a fucking Travis Scott album.
Yeah.
Which was crazy.
Which was crazy, and he bodied that version.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
But yeah, I think that's what kind of impacts the features rating a little.
Yeah.
Just because a lack of...
It could have been a lot higher. Because, like, I'm looking at those features. They all bodied their shit.
Bro, that's what impacts my replayability a little, too.
Yeah.
I wish there was, like, more, like, features spread out a little.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Because then so you had Rome Streets, you had Brother Tom Saws, you had Conway, and then you had all in one track, and that was kind of hit.
Imagine if you had, but don't get me wrong, the Posse Code was fire.
Posse Code was fucking...
Like, keep that, but, like, let me get some more features throughout the track.
Yeah.
I think one thing with Westside Gunn is he kind of needs that, because he's not the strongest rapper.
Yeah, but like I'm trying to think of all my favorite Westside Gunn songs.
It's loaded. Loaded with features.
All have features.
Yeah.
Like there's a couple individual tracks that I can think of, but like most of them have features.
Exactly.
So.
Or like he's like on like Rey Mysterio. He's on like someone else's beat, right?
Exactly.
Is he on Elimination Chamber?
On
the Domo Genesis song?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a wrestling song. Elimination Chamber.
I don't know. Maybe he is.
He must be.
That came out like a long time ago.
But it's like
did it come out a long time? Or am I thinking of a different album?
That album is old. That album is old.
Because I don't think maybe not.
I don't fucking Rose on that song.
Yeah, well, like that's like Kiss Collective back then. So.
Oh no, he's not. It's Vince, Action Bronson,
that
Earl,
makes sense. That's like
and Domo.
That's like Odd Future. Like that's like that era. So
yeah.
So that makes sense,
yeah, that's that. So features.
What was your overall rating for features?
It was 80. It was 80. It was still good.
Mine was 86.
Yeah, I felt it could have been like a 90.
It could have been 90.
Literally, bro, if you brought back the guys from Pray for Paris and just put them on different songs.
Yes, if you had Freddie Gibbs on this album,
even a Tyler or a Jitter or Joey, sure.
It could have been a lot higher.
Yeah, but it's
86.
Man, I would even appreciate like a fucking who else? Who's in that kind of lane? like that would have worked with Westside Gunn. I'm just trying to think like.
I think maybe this might sound. I could see it. I could see a Zero shot on this album.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Something like that, right?
Yeah. That kind of. Yeah. That could work.
Even like a Lil Wayne.
Yeah. Oh my God. Well, Lil Wayne was he on a what Griselda project, or maybe it was.
Sounds like somebody.
Well, I
with,
think
right?
Benny the Butcher was on his album a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, yeah, if I remember correct.
Yeah. So
no, Lil Wayne was on Conway's album too.
Yeah.
God Don't Make a Mistake.
Okay.
That incredible album, by the way. If you haven't listened to it, fucking listen to that.
Fair enough. So yeah, we're at 80 replayability. What did I? So I didn't actually like. This one was weird for me because like there wasn't like. Sometimes there was like half of a song I didn't like. Mm-hmm. So I kind of like arbitrarily I give it like a 72.
I give 79.
Yeah. Okay, so that's fair. That's fair. Because like there were some songs where like I enjoy the song and then like some of it's like not good, but the rest of it's really good. Mm-hmm. What was your is your favorite song on the album that Posse cut?
My favorite song off this album, I think it might. Okay, the Posse cut is number 2. I think it Dr. Britt Baker.
What did I write about them?
That song, I love that song.
I literally said in my notes, I'm like, I'm not gonna write good production for each song. We already know it's good. I said I'm actually enjoying Westside Gunn's presence. He's always saying funny shit, and then cool verse from Brother Tom Sauce, who I've never heard of before.
I like that song.
It's a good song. Good song.
Those are my top 2. I would say the Posse cut is second, and Dr. Britt Baker for sure.
And then we have the album cover or the rollout.
So here's the album cover and the roll. Well,
wasn't really a rollout.
I mean, look,
this is where the rating got hit for me.
Yeah, so because like, I don't really some wrestling.
It's Psycho Sid.
So yeah, I don't. To me, like if I understood wrestling references, I'd probably.
That's why I enjoy this album a lot because I understood a lot of the references.
I don't. So like, there's things I don't understand. Like okay, the album cover. Like, to me, I give it a 70.
Yeah.
So sorry, 72.
I give it 45.
40. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you would. Okay.
No, because like, it doesn't. What does that have to do with the album?
Yeah. Well, like for me, I couldn't even like process.
No, it's. I think it's probably a wrestler Gunn really likes, but I'm like it has. I don't see what it has to do with because I don't. You get Pray for Paris and then You Pray for Me have fucking sick album covers. They're hella artsy. They're really cool. I feel like because those albums are like museum albums.
Yeah,
that's how they feel.
Pray for Paris 100% encapsulates the aesthetic of the album.
You know what's a cool tip I saw about Westside Gunn? It's like. Bro, go to any art museum and just play a Westside Gunn album.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like you should have kept that. If you had a really cool cover on the third installment of the trilogy, I feel like it would have been fire. So it took a big hit for me. There was like no rollout too.
Yeah, there was no rollout.
He just posted on Instagram and then was like, yeah.
But now I will say the 11 album cover, that shit is fucking
unbelievable. Way better than this.
Yeah.
So that really gave it a big hit for me, unfortunately. But overall, Malachi, what was this album out of 10 for you?
Well, for me, you got an 8.3 out of 10.
So we're actually pretty different on this one. Okay. We were talking about when we were testing, though.
Yeah.
I gave it a 6.8.
Okay.
Which is still, like, not even that bad.
Yeah, well, so middle was like 7.
But to me, like, Pray for Paris is like a 9.
Pray for Paris, for me, Paris is a 10.
Yeah, exactly, right?
But, like, that album's incredible.
Pray for Paris is like a 9, like an 8, between 8.5 and 9 range.
Yeah.
I actually liked And Then You Pray for Me more than this.
Really? I like this more than
I enjoyed the... I didn't like Westside Gunn as much on And Then You Pray for Me, but I like Benny and Conway on Trap Beats was fucking sick. Like they were like ripping that shit apart. Jin and Joe, like Jin's on that one. His feature's fucking nuts on that album.
Jin's feature. What was that? Mama's Prime Time.
Yeah.
That song is insane.
That song is fire.
That song is insane.
That song's fire, right? Even like the song Coastis. That's a good song too.
Yeah.
That was the Take Keith. I was like, bro, when I heard Take Keith, I was like, what the fuck? But overall, what are your final thoughts on Still Praying? And then how does it encapsulate the trilogy as a whole?
I think it actually does a decent job of closing out the trilogy to an extent. I feel like the problem with this is like I feel like it's just it started too high and then it kind of like almost like went like this.
It's like the first movie's the best one, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
But then it's like the first is the best, the second's not the best, and the third's like better than the second. So but it's still not as good as the first. You know? So, but like you said, like Pray you set the bar way too high. Mm-hmm. That's my main problem with this. But overall, I think I really still enjoy it. Like I'm gonna like over the past year, I've been listening to this album. Like I'm going through songs that I'm still in my rotation. I've added to a couple playlists. So.
Bro, I listen to a lot of Westside Gunn when I'm like studying or doing homework. Because it's not like it's kind of like it's chill.
Yeah.
It's like mundane almost, but not in a bad way. So I liked it too. I thought it was solid, decent way to close the trilogy. But as you said, like the first one's so good. It's tough.
Yeah, it's like the first one's so good, and then everyone's like, okay, we need something, and then you kind of like, okay, shit, now I gotta like keep it going, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's probably where what ended up happening. He's like, oh shit, like, because Westside has like a bunch of like different like trilogies and like what's it called, like he has like
series and stuff.
Yeah, so he has different installments that he does, right? Like 11 is actually an installment of the Hitler Wears Hermes series. But
really?
Like, yeah, but he just changed.
You can't call it that.
You can't call them, yeah. But like,
we shouldn't have called it that to begin with.
but yeah, that's what like he had 10 and then 11.
Yeah,
and he had so Hitler Wears Hermes 8, but then he dropped Side B, but Side B is just 9. So
what the fuck?
Well, yeah, Hitler Wears Hermes 8, and then he dropped Side B.
Did you hear like at one point? I don't know if Westside Pootie said it. Is that his daughter?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay. Like someone said, Fly Guys and Awesome God 3 like coming soon.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, bro, motherfucker just shot 2 projects. Relax.
Fly Guys, that's what I love. I love that installment as well, though.
How many fucking series do you need?
Fly Guys Lost 2 is.
Bro thinks he's like making a cinematic universe, bro.
He is. he is. Deadass is.
It'd be cool if like all of his installments were like, are they like so different from each other? I don't think they are.
Not well, like the music itself is so Griselda. Like,
exactly.
It fits into that Griselda lane. But like, if I'm being honest, kinda like like there's a very different vibe that the Hitler Wears Hermes series gives off than like the Paid for Paris series, and then like Fly Guys All Gay. There's a very different.
That's cool.
They all capture like 100%, but they all still sound like Griselda. Like if I threw it on, you'd be like, oh, this is Griselda. You wouldn't like. You wouldn't. It's not something so different where it's not like the same almost.
Okay, I feel you.
But they do definitely encapsulate different kind of like aesthetic. 100%.
All right, so for Malachi, you said what 8.3?
8.3.
And I said 6.8.
Yep.
So the album is good.
Yep.
Again, we recommend it. To me, it was I think the third best album I heard over the weekend.
Yep.
But still very good. So if you haven't checked it out, I know Westside Gunn's people's a little like daunting because people just fucking hate his voice.
But just listen to the whole project, you'll probably end up.
Just give it a try.
Yeah,
just give it a try.
Like the features, how the beats, like you'll end up loving.
If you like convince yourself to get his voice is a little bit like off kiltered, but if you convince yourself to get over that and just like pay attention to the production and beats, I think you'll enjoy it. So for me and Malachi and everyone at the Microphone Club with just us two, let us know how you guys like the album. Did you hate it? What didn't you like about it? Did you like our review? Did you hate our review? What would you change about the album to make it better? Like the video, subscribe, share. With that being said, peace out, guys, and we'll see you guys in the next review, which we're going to record back to back.